Alright, so like I did in the kitchen, I took a razor knife and just scored along the top here, and we're removing this because Jamie has decided we're going to do the floors as well.
I've decided it was a mutual decision. There was mutual decision making. When we got married 16 years ago, you said, I do and I will do all your projects.
I don't remember agreeing to that part of it.
You know.
That's alright though, I enjoy doing the projects.
Yeah.
Until they go long and then I'm done with them.
Yeah, well, painting the cabinets twice wasn't fun, but it's done now and I like the color.
Alright, so we're pulling those out. We're gonna do new linoleum. We'll show you when we're doing that. And then we'll just paint and caulk like we did in the kitchen. Okay, because we're doing the flooring, I've taken these little caps off my toilet. There's one on each side. And this is just a 7/16 on mine. It might be different on yours. There's 2 bolts. I've got the water turned off. And then I'll just remove that hose from the bottom of the tank, and this toilet should just lift right on out of here. I also flushed it so that the tank up here is empty, and the bowl has just a little bit in there. It's not very full. Okay, so just a little bit of water came out of that, just what was in the hose here at the top, and not a big deal, just a little bit of cleanup with the towel. So we're pulling the linoleum up, the existing linoleum, so that we can get a nice flat surface because it's starting to bubble and peel up in some places. When the home builders put it in, this linoleum is just one big square piece in here, and then they put the cabinet on the top. So I'm just going to take my razor knife and cut along this edge, and you can see where we've had some water damage, probably from Jack splashing too much, or Redrick. I'm going to have to come in here and I'm going to trim this out later, and we'll seal that up real good so the water damage stops. Okay, so right underneath this linoleum is just a little bit of old glue and subfloor, so I'm able to just peel it right up in big chunks, and I shouldn't have to do much. If I've got some sticky spots with the glue, I'll just hit that with the heat gun and it should just peel that up right up with the glue and everything. I feel like this is the tiniest bathroom in the world. I'm sure there are smaller, but it's not big. It barely fits this tub and things. But we are putting the vinyl flooring on today. It's the Traffic Master, and the color we're using is Walnut Ember Gray. If you've seen our video how to do faux flooring for like photography and things that we did on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, same stuff, same color. Jamie loves it, so we're gonna go back and put it down on the floor in here. So this has got this metal strip here by the tub, and that I'll have to re-caulk that, but that helps water from getting down on the floor. You can see our other vinyl was leaking. We've got a little bit of water damage here where water splashed over out of the tub. We're hoping to eliminate that. So what I'll do is I'll just peel it, slide it up underneath that, and then the trim will cover this edge. You can see where the subfloor ends right here. The trim will cover that up. I'm starting on this side. Normally if I was doing a big room, I might even start in the middle. I'm starting on this side because this over here, this way, is underneath the toilet. And if I have any mistakes or errors or bad edges or something that's not straight, it'll be hidden behind the toilet. I'm just gonna peel my first piece. Got that pulled back. I'm just gonna do a little at a time. And just slide this under. So I got it straight and lined up where I want it. I'm gonna hold it tight right here so it doesn't move. And then just press down real firmly. And I'll probably walk on all of it and make sure it's really stuck down. This is the corner right here by the door jamb. So I've got this first piece that I've got, and I've just got my combination square and measured how much lip I have here, and then I'll come back over here and cut that deep right there. I'll just mark that out with a pencil. That way I know how far to come out. And most of this will be covered up by the trim and the molding, but I still want it to be as close as I can because this is going to poke out through the door jamb. Alright, so that's just a hair too narrow. It's okay, you just go back in and work up to it. Alright, now I should be able to get this nice and straight. Yep, that'll work perfect. And I'll do that same thing on this side. I'll cut this side out too. Just gonna use a ruler off the edge of my combination square to make sure that I'm square right here. Just press those up. Hey, Jack! Little Jack fingers.
Alright, so we're going to be staggering these, and we're using the combination square just to get a nice straight line. Zeb said he didn't think I could cut it straight, so we'll see.
Do good, or your floor will be crooked.
Okay.
No pressure. No pressure.
I did take kindergarten.
You got scissors 101 down?
Well, I don't know.
Well, the jagged edge, if you don't cut it straight, I'm going to hide under the trim on the other side.
That's what I figured. It's hard once you get kind of in the middle.
You should have just cut continuously across. Oh man! Ah, she did it.
That's straight.
She did it.
Ish.
Well, that's going to go
Like,
up
I
underneath.
wouldn't butt them up against each other, but...
No, what I'll
This
do
one
is
goes
I'll put
under
it up
here.
under there. Yeah, just like that.
BAM! Don't doubt me.
Okay, so this is the end that Jamie just cut, and I'm gonna butt that up against this piece of trim and slide that up in, and then get this tight. I lined up this top edge first and then just pushed it along, and then once I got it where I want it, I'll go back and press it in. And now all the seams won't be in the same spot, so they'll be staggered like a real wood floor would be. Continuing on here, make sure my floor is nice and clean. I just have this, I'm putting pressure with this hand over against the side as I peel. That way it stays tight against this edge and square against the front too. This is the strip that's going to go up underneath here, and I just have to cut along this line. I just used my combination square and traced a line following that right there. I'm over to the dreaded toilet drain. With linoleum, I would have just put this all down as one piece so that I wouldn't have any seams and then cut the hole out. But since I've got these panels, these pieces here, I can just cut to it. This is going to be covered with the toilet. The toilet will sit out to about here, and then I'll do the same thing on this side. I'll just bring it flush over here. That way I don't have to do a bunch of cutting and messing around with trying to shape this hole in here. I just cut it straight and done. Make sure that the toilet will cover it. Alright, so I have this piece trimmed up to fit in here, and it can go up underneath the drywall a little bit there. But what I need to do is figure out the distance right here. I'm just going to use this combination square again to see how deep I need to cut this. I'm just going to cut a splice out here and then a little circle. Now I know how far out I need to come. And then right here, I just need to cut a little circle for that to fit. And if it's okay if it's not perfect, because it's got this little flange that comes down underneath this little cover here. back on. Before I put the toilet back in, I thought it'd be easier to set the molding back up. I've got some white caulk and a damp sponge. I'm just gonna run this along the top here and then clean it up with the sponge. Alright, now that the toilet's on, I'm gonna just go around the base of the toilet with some clear caulk. Alright, now I've just got my damp sponge and I'm gonna just clean that line up. And it looks white now, but it dries clear. So I've got no idea if this is the proper way to go about this, but I've got all these little ends and I've got several left over of these big vinyl planks and we're gonna use those on the other bathroom, so I didn't want to waste them. And I'm just using this old paper cutter we've got to fill in these little gaps that I've got right here that go under the trim. I've got this last little strip right here. Alright, so I'm just pushing it up under the edge of the carpet here.
This is cozy.
I never thought I'd be sitting on a bathroom floor doing a sign out for a video.
It's getting
with my back smushed up against the toilet.
Hey, it's clean. It's getting progressively difficult to be by what we're doing in these tiny little bathrooms, but we wanted to be by the floor.
It turned out great. It was really easy.
It was really easy for me.
Yeah, you cut a couple things.
I purchased it at Home Depot.
Yeah,
that was you didn't know what I was doing.
I sent you out on the errand and you did a good job.
Well, you didn't even send me to do that.
Yeah, it was like 100 other things you were picking up.
You sent me to go get hardware for the cabinets and I came home with flooring.
It actually looks really, really good and really updated this bathroom.
Well, and because it's like not just regular vinyl, it's like the
like a laminate.
It's like a peel and stick. It looks like laminate flooring, but it's not laminate. So,
yeah.
Anyways, it's a good option if you don't have a ton of money to spend, but you want to update your bathroom and you don't. It would have been a pain in the butt to like roll out vinyl and get it all.
So
that's a little bit more involved, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have had to pull the cabinet out and the vanity and.
You have to lay down glue.
Yep, you got to glue it down.
This is like an all-in-one project.
It was super easy. It already has the glue on there. I just had to cut a couple pieces to fit, and I had a lot extra, so if I messed up, it wasn't a big deal. So this covered, I think it covers 36 square feet.
Yeah.
I'll look on the box to be sure.
And it's really easy not to get a super repetitive pattern. There's a lot of variation in it. I don't know how many.
Yeah, I feel like there's like 10 different pieces, and the box only has 20 pieces. So.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. And then, like, things to keep in mind. You're gonna have to take off the toilet, so you need to know how to do that. Secondly, yeah, I know, but like it's kind of heavy. You gotta have somewhere to put it.
That's really the hardest part. It's heavy and there's water in it sometimes, a little bit left over, and that can be kind of gross.
So you're gonna need to take off your floorboards and your molding so you can get it up underneath. The only other extra supplies we bought besides the flooring was the white caulking to match the floorboards, because we caulked along the edge.
And then clear around the toilet.
And clear around the toilet, yeah. And the reason why we caulked along the edge, I don't actually think it was done before, was just to give it a little extra waterproofing, because this is a bathroom. We'll let you guys know how this holds up over time.
For sure.
So, I mean, if it lasts 3 or 4 years, I'm happy for...
Yeah, it took me, honestly, like time involved, it probably took 2 hours to pull the toilet, put the floor down, put the toilet back on, and put all the trim back up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't a ton of work, and it's $34.
Make sure your floor is dry. So we actually cleaned it and let it dry overnight before we installed the flooring.
Yep.
That's all you need to do. So, guys, you know the drill. Hit the notifications, give us a thumbs up, comment with any questions you have below, but make sure that you subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more DIY because we are going to be doing a ton of projects. Aren't you so excited?
Yay, projects! Oh, really, they're alright.
I have a new faucet coming in. I don't know if you want to show them that. You're not a licensed plumber, but you could probably give them some basics. Disclaimer, not a licensed plumber, but we'll show you the new faucets. I hashtag
I was gonna say, did you just...
Also, be sure to go to JamiRayVintage.com if you've wanted to do your cabinets like this. We just did that video. We've got the paint and the sealer on there. And also, if you want to know what we're doing all day, follow Jami Ray Vintage on Instagram. I do Insta stories and videos and behind the scenes all day long. So, thanks for watching and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.